Now, hello, sports fans. This is Ralph Luck. What? I just had fabulous color and then everything cut out. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Ninja. She's watching Animal Planet. I'm not even lying. She's watching Animal Planet. Oh, there she is looking. Hi, Ninja. Um, I in the hotel room here. I play Animal Planet, and she does actually watch it. As you can see now, she's got her eyes on the TV. It's pretty funny. Uh, anyway, hello, sports fans. Rob Luck here. Uh, this would be my ideal lighting, and let's see if I can. There we go. And no, this is not sweat. Jeez, I do look a mess. I do look a mess. I washed my face. It's very late in the evening, Monday evening, Tuesday morning, and washed my face before bedtime. I did get my shirt a little wet. And all I need to do now is brush my teeth. But anyway, I wanted to bring to you Boondocking 101. I've watched a few RV YouTubers that I love. I mean, I watched dozens of them. And a lot of their boondocking or a lot of their RV 101 tips are fairly good, but they're all about those persons that are either not living in them 100% of the time or that they are staying in RV camps and parks quite frequently. So it's fairly easy to be in an RV or a fifth wheel or trailer. And I'm going to just lump up fifth wheels, trailers, everything into RV. Okay. Because that's my term. So it's very easy for them to say, hey, we're in this RV for on this date, and then we're going to hit the road for a couple of days. And by the end of day 7, oh, see, there's Ninja practicing those martial arts skills. Look at this. Just let you know, she's got that claw out there ready. Hey, yeah. Anyway, it's really easy for them to say that when they're going from a couple of days or a week and then they get into a new RV park and then they've got full power hookups, full water hookups, they're able to flush your tanks and everything like that. That is the easiest RV life in the world. I've done that. I did that for 2 years in 2014, 2016. And being in that kind of life is completely and 100%, well, let's say 80% different than boondocking, full time RV life like I'm doing. Okay. Barring the hotel that I'm in now because my RV is being repaired. However, going from point A in a national forest or BLM land to point B and being there for 14 days to point B in another remote BLM land for 14 days is completely different. That requires, hi Ninja. That requires, doesn't everybody have a different voice when they talk to their pet? Yeah, well, anyway. Yeah. There we go. Look at her yellow, evil eyes. Anyway, that requires dumping tanks, getting water, having power. How do you have power for 14 days? Most of these full time people, happy with the Hanks and RV, honeymoon for life, and all these, they're going from hookup to hookup to hookup to hookup. That's easy and nice for them. And I love their channels and what they have to say. But that doesn't do anything for us full time RV livers. Yeah, that's why you get it all on a live stream like this. Livers. That doesn't do anything to how do we get power? How can I work for 8 hours a day on the computer, needing 100% power, using my inverter with my computers? And how does all that work? I don't have the 100% answer for you now. But what I would like is any comments, and regardless comments, I'm going to put out these videos in the future. But I'm hitting the highlights now, and if any comments come in, I'd be happy to address those in the future. First off, anybody that's a boondocker, full-time RVer that doesn't have $40 a night, $80 a night to pay for a hookup, which I don't, is dry camping. I bought an RV so I can be self sustained and move from spot to spot and travel the country and see America and meet the people in America and be on the road and live out my life seeing this country that I love. Former Army soldier, I'm a veteran, and I was willing to lay down my life for this country. And I want to see every inch of it. Well, I can't afford to go hook up to hook up to hook up to hook up like 90% of these YouTubers that you'll see. Okay. I think they have great videos, but still. Number one, a generator. Okay, Hanks, a generator for a boondocker is 100% necessity. When I'm out, number one, when you're in a Class C RV like me, comes standard. Most RVs will come with a generator. But with a generator, I can be assured that even if I have no battery power and I have no solar power to charge my battery power, that I could flip on the generator and for about a half gallon of gas an hour, which mine seems to be even less, that is now going to be able to run things. So let's say my battery's at 0. My fridge goes out, I can't work, and I have no power for lights. Well, I've got a lot of solar powered and battery powered lights, so that's not an issue. Technically, I should go back and say my fridge is propane powered, so that's not an issue. The heat's propane powered, and really the only reason I need to be concerned about a generator is having AC. And with windows open and a few fans going off of DC powered, which are the cigarette plug lighters, uh, I could do 80-degree temperatures, not too bad. I've got little ceiling fans that open up, one in the bathroom, couple in the cabin, and whatnot. So 80, 85, I'm okay. But now we're getting hotter than that. I need AC. But thing is if I'm at work and my work computers are draining my batteries and my batteries go to zero and I have no solar panel, I've got to have that generator to kick on and supply power to my work computers. I mean, to me, it's an absolute must. And that brings up solar panel or power. Pardon my solar power. I've got a solar panel on the roof. It's very inadequate. It's about 100 watts. I've got a extra one that I could drag out. That's 70 watts. That's pretty inadequate, but that's what came with the RV. That's what, when I bargained with them, they threw in, and I have. I'd like to double that. I think having 400 watts of solar power is what's adequate. So I'm looking to get another 100-watt panel to extend, and that may take some time. That's not day one. And another 100-watt panel on the roof. Again, solar power, not necessarily day one, especially if you have a generator. An inverter, absolute necessity if you plan on doing work like I do in the RV. My RV came with, this house battery, solar panel, Wi-Fi, 4G, blah, blah, blah. But how do I plug in my work computer anywhere to make it run? You can't. You have to have an inverter, which they sell everywhere. At this point, I have no preference. I went to O'Reilly's or whatnot and got 1,000-watt inverter, which connected directly to my batteries in the RV, because you've got the front cab engine battery, but for the RV purposes, we're talking about the house battery, or batteries. Like in my case, I bought a second one, deep cycle one, and I connected directly this inverter to the batteries, and now my work computer plugs. It's actually an electrical strip, plugs into the inverter like it would a wall outlet, and now in that strip, I've got all my work computer stuff plugged in. That was like about $100. I was surprised the RV dealership didn't throw it in or include it, or it wasn't already part of the RV, but an inverter is a necessity. The second thing is, how do you connect to internet? Oh my gosh. Not only could you spend your life looking on YouTube for RV internet access and how to connect, but you could go to RV Mobile and other places like this that are online that give tutorials for $50, $100, and they'll teach you all this info of what you need to do. Oh my gosh. If only there was one easy answer. I don't have the one easy answer, except I can tell you what I do. I have a WindGuard 360 on the top of my RV. That means that's an antenna that sucks the 4G from wherever it is. I don't have to have satellite dialed in at a certain angle. that WinGuard 360 sucks in the 4G. That 4G gets routed into a router, a gateway router inside my RV. That router produces Wi-Fi or allows an Ethernet plug into whatever I need to have it plugged into. The WinGuard RV, and I might be having the name brand wrong, so I'm sorry, but the WinGuard RV router allows AT&T, Sprint and Verizon. I know I'm probably messing up the big three, but the big three. It allows not only their SIM card, but the big three SIM cards data plan to be plugged in that router. The RV's SIM card was like, I think when I got it, I tried it for the first month and it was like 100 gigs at $100. Well, for my work purposes, I use 150 gig to 300 gig a month. So I went with Verizon's 150 gig at $110 a month. I am not sure if that's adequate, but that's what I've gone for currently. That after 150 gigs, it gets gated down. And so we'll see. It worked for the first 2 months, and we'll see about after that. Leveling chocks. If you're in a Class C RV like me, or any fifth wheel, or anything else that doesn't have all these high-tech electronics or manual leveling chocks, you need leveling chocks. Okay, when I was out in Munns Park in the forest, and if you've seen some of my past videos where we've been at, Ninja and I pulled into where I thought was pretty level and we were okay. But it really makes a difference, especially when you're dealing with gray water and black water and the water going through, and your daily lifestyle of walking on a level surface, having leveling chocks. I went and bought a set of Camco leveling chocks from Walmart for 35, 40 bucks, stack up to here, and they're the little individual ones. Again, I'll give you any details that you ask for if you want. And the difference of putting a couple of those under one side, two tires, was amazing. I mean, bringing it up 2 inches, leveling things off is amazing. So if you don't have your automatic leveling chocks and everything set up, you need to go spend 40 bucks at Walmart. Okay, I'm going to say Walmart a lot because they have just about everything. You go to Amazon and you can buy a lot of stuff on Amazon and get it sent to a hub like I have to do because of a full-time RVer, and that's great. But Walmart does have in stock a lot of good stuff. The next thing is water. I fill up on water, but then I go out in the forest for a couple of weeks and you start running low on water. How do you get that water back into your system? Now, when I started out, I thought gallon jugs were the key. A couple of gallon jugs here and there and here and there. Oh my gosh. Then you're pouring 1 gallon here, 1 gallon there. Walmart they sell a 5 or 6 gallon different. They sell, typically on the shelves, there's 2 different styles. I got the 6 gallon, very thin bodied type. I can go to a 5-gallon or 1-gallon refill at a quarter, 35 cents a gallon refill, and fill that. Like when I was in the national forest, I'd refill 6 gallons, bring it back to the RV, and that would get me through another week for about $1.50. So don't try and chintz it like I did with 1 gallon, 1 gallon, 1 gallon, 1 gallon. I had literally 6 1-gallon containers in the back of my car saying, oh, well, this is easier to pour in. Well, yeah, it is. But you know what? For 10, $20, buy the 6-gallon little water tank at Walmart and refill it all at once and pour it in all at once. Be a lot easier. Uh, Another lifesaver has been you're out and hold that thought. Oh my gosh. I know Ninja is parched. See, look at her. She's ready to karate chop anybody. And so was I as far as parched. But if you're out and you park your RV or your fifth wheel, again, I'm just calling all these things RVs, fifth wheel, trailer, blah, 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 blah. You're set up, you're in the forest. I use the forest a lot, but also desert or wherever you're at. You are in a nice spot and you're there, and a couple days go by, and then, oh my gosh, I'm almost out of propane. Are you going to totally either hook up, take off the chocks, upload everything, and drive, even if it's a mile, drive a mile or a couple miles to fill up your tank for propane? Oh my gosh, what a headache. I found the answer, which I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and that's because we get a lot of these people that are full-time RVers that love staying in $50 a night camp spots. Well, I'm not that. I need to stay everywhere it's free every single night. And maybe on New Year's Eve, I'll stay in a place that is $50 a night because I can afford it one night a year. So it's called an extend a stay. Extend a stay. I will, it may take me a day or so, but I will link the number one Amazon seller dealer that I think is the best to buy this from. However, they're all pretty much the same. What this is instead of your RV tank that, let's say, is 10 gallons, 20 gallons, and that goes empty. Well, as you're after you park or at any point in time, you put it in an extended stay. This is a predominantly brass coupling fitting, like a T fitting, that goes in where your propane tank is. Yeah, Ninja hears people in the hallway walking by. She's ready to go, hi-ya. Is that racist? Hi-ya. I'm sure AOC will make that racist soon. Anyway, it's a brass coupling T that goes in between where your RV propane is, and your RV propane goes into the interior of RV. So what you do is you put that T in, and now, whoop, you put out a hose, and you put that hose to your 5-gallon, 7-gallon, whatever gallon you want. I put it on to my what I would call 5-gallon tank that you would think of for your typical backyard barbecue. And now my RV propane is 100% off of that 5-gallon tank. My fridge, being run off propane, is 100% off that tank. When the heater comes on in the night, 100% off that tank. That tank is 100% being drawn off of. And when it's near empty or empty, I switch it back to the main tank, which is full with like 20 gallons. I run into town, refill that 5-gallon tank, come back out, pop it in. Now I'm going off the 5-gallon tank again. I don't have to move the RV at all. And I mean, it's amazing. I can't imagine life without it because I've not had it before. And then to extend things even more, I've gotten 2 of those 5-gallon tanks. So when one goes empty, I'm like, no problem. Let me get the second 5-gallon tank, hook it up, run off that. When that one goes gone, I hook it up to the main RV propane, and I go refill the 2 5s. And this was an issue when I was up in northern Arizona when it was about 20 degrees, because as much as I love it to be 50 and 40 degrees when I'm out and about and outside and active, when I'm getting settled in the bed, I do like it to be in the mid 60s. So I crank up the RV tank or the thermostat. It's 65, and that temperature keeps going all night, drawing off propane. And a 5-gallon propane, when you're in 20-degree temperature, wanting it to be 65 degrees, gets eaten up in about 4 days. So having 2 of those 5-gallon tanks means that about once a week I had to go refill them at 5 gallons at $3.50 a gallon. I mean, we weren't talking a lot of money, and it's just so much easier. Okay, bear with me while I get back logged in here. So I've got the extended stay laundry. Okay, laundry. If you're in an RV, the majority of people you will hear on the internet, and I'm saying about 98%, will say, yeah, we have a lovely washer dryer in our unit. Our $250,000 unit, a fifth wheel that's 200 feet long, and it has a washer dryer in it. Wow. Well, I'm great. They have a YouTube channel and they have a lot of fun info to tell. And they're in these 40, 50 feet long fifth wheels, and they have washer dryers in them. And kudos to them. I'm in a 24-foot Class C RV. I'm blessed that it has a nice shower and toilet. But laundry? Washer dryer? Come on. Okay, talking to the common people here. So what do the common people like me do? Well, we look for places like Love's and Pilot, or when you're in little cities or towns, you look for the laundromat. But here's the other thing. If you have water, and by water I mean maybe 20 gallon, not 20, 10 gallons, you can do laundry yourself. 5-gallon bucket, you put your dirty laundry in there. You put about 3-4 gallons of water, a little bit of laundry detergent. Then you use a plunger like I have, regular toilet plunger, But in that toilet plunger, I've got little parts of it cut out. So it moves a lot more. Now I'm using that plunger, articulating the clothes in there. And we're not talking a lot. I mean, you're in a 5 gallon bucket with 3 gallons of water. We're not talking 10 pairs of jeans and your bedding for your uh, bed and other things. We're talking 3 or 4 t-shirts, a couple pairs of underwear, a couple pairs of socks, 1 or 2 pairs of jeans. And you're articulating it, and you articulate the heck out of it, and you do that, and it gets all the dirt out. Then you pour that out into your shower. Then you have those same clothes in the 5 gallon bucket. Fill that back up with another 3 or 4 gallons of water, and you agitate it. It's probably the better word I should have used instead of articulate at the beginning. But anyway, you agitate it, and you're moving it now, trying to get it clean of the suds and everything else. You do that for a while manually, then you dump it, then you hang the stuff up in your shower, outside, whatever. Okay, this is how for thousands of years before washers and dryers, people did laundry. They got dirty clothes, they smacked them around and got them around soap, rinsed them, hung them out to dry. Is it going to be as clean and perfect as your laundry in your apartment? No. But if you're boondocking, it's going to be a way to get your clothes 95% clean. They'll be about 100% clean, but they'll have about 5% laundry detergent because you can't get it 100%. And that's why having key laundry detergent is important. And ta-da, it's done. I did that for years in my 2014 to 2016 years of living in an RV, where I was in an RV lot, and that's how I did my laundry. Threw it in a 5 gallon bucket. I agitated it with a toilet plunger that I had cut up, and there we are. Black tank. If you're boondocking, even me being conservative and making trips into the city frequently, every couple days, 3 or 4 days, my black tank will fill up within about a week and a half, 2 weeks. If that's good for you, good. It became enough borderline for me to where I thought, if I'm out here in the forest, my black tank is about ready to fill up, because in many states and many jurisdictions, check yours, you can drain your gray tank, like in forest area, legally without a problem. The black tank is the problem, because even though you use an RV toilet paper and stuff like that, and your little chemical stuff and everything, you're still going to have a little bit of debris that they'd rather have go into the official drain, and then that drain go into the ocean. Heaven forbid you do anything like that directly. They'd rather have it all go there. I mean, because think about it. When you dump your black tank somewhere and it goes into whatever toilet and sewer or whatever, and then it's still going the same place. But if you have that black tank that's about filling up and you're on like week 1, week 2, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's about filling up, like I did, then the extra portable black tank from Camco, you can look all over and you will not find a higher quality, better rated one than the Camco one from Walmart. $160, $70 for like 28 gallons. And uh, it is the best equipped rated one out there. Now, when my black tank fills up, I haven't had to do this yet, but I've got it ready. And I've heard Hanks say, oh, you don't need it. Well, when you're boondocking, you do. When you're living full time in your RV and you're not in a campsite for $100 a night every night, you need this. So the Camco Container, again, various sizes. I bought a 28 gallon one. When my black tank gets full, I can now dispose of everything into this little portable container, put it on the back cargo trailer of my car, drive my car to whatever dump station I need to, and get rid of it for $10, or in many cases free. Ta-da! The end. Telling me you don't need one of those. You're insane. Vehicle and towing. I almost thought about getting rid of my car when I bought my Class C RV because I thought, I'm in a Class C RV. I'm driving, living in this. Why do I need to tow a car? Oh my gosh, thank goodness I did. Because when you're parking anywhere and you found a spot for a week or 2 or 3, or a day or 2 or 3, why in the world would you want to then totally disconnect and try and drive anywhere? Definitely need a car, whatever it is. I've got a Hyundai Tucson. I love it. I've been a Toyota guy my entire life, and I diverged, got a Hyundai Tucson, and this little SUV is phenomenal. And when I get to my RV spot, boom, I'm there with my car. This thing has a sport model that I've taken it up roads that I couldn't believe that I would get my four-wheel drive vehicle in. Towing it is a pain. I bought a U-Haul tow dolly for the RV, which means that my car's front 2 wheels pop up on this tow dolly, but it's okay. It's a front wheel drive. I'm not even going to get into all the other intricacies of if you have a 4-wheel drive or a regular wheel drive, because that's all different. My front wheel drive vehicle pulls up on the tow dolly, boom, I latch it up. Front 2 tires are latched up. Things in park because it doesn't matter. And boom, I'm on the road with the RV. Now, I'm limited to, according to the U-Haul trailer, 55 miles an hour. But, oh well. I never plan to drive more than 1 hour a day ever in my RV. That's my goal. Pet loose. That's my notes here. Pet let loose. Okay, so I've got Ninja. We're at 3 a.m. because we're night owls. We like being up at the night and sleeping during the day, especially when you're in the Phoenix, Arizona area. Geez, who wants to be out when it's 120 degrees during the day? Anyway, when Ninja and I were up north, we were at BLM land, Arizona state land, north of Anthem, Munns Park, and other areas up in the northern Arizona area. My thought was survival of the fittest, Darwinism. She's going to be smart enough to stay close and stay away from predators, or she's going to die. I know that's harsh. A lot of you are going to cry about that. But at first, I bought a little pet enclosure that was like 8 by 8 by 8 with the roof over it. And I put her blankets in there, and it cost me a couple $100. And I put her in there, and she hated it. And even though she could see 360, she was in a little enclosure. So finally, when we were out in forest land, I said, you know what? You're going to sink or swim. And I let her out. And of course, I'm always armed. And this was always during the daylight. So I was going to let her be out in the middle of the night when nocturnal predators are out there. And I kept an eye on her as best I could. And she went and chased birds, chased butterflies, and had a grand old time, and usually stayed within about 100 feet of where I was at. Sometimes she pushed the limit, and then at sunset, she would definitely push the limit. At sunset, I'd have to go chase her down and yell at her to get back in, and she would. She's not the kind of cat that calls when I call, comes when I call her. She's very independent and always has been. She's a stray that I found at about 4 to 5 weeks. And even with that close relationship, uh, she just does her own thing. But with pets, I don't know. I love dogs. But you know what? I cannot imagine a dog in an RV. Oh my God. You have to walk them. They poop like a shovel full. Oh my God. Here's the cat. I throw up a bed or blankets for the cat. She sleeps wherever. She's content wherever. I throw a can of food for her every day. And, I've got a litter box. And she does her business there, and I clean it up every day. Boom. I could be in a 10 by 10 cardboard box, and this cat's great. Now, when we were out in the forest, she was out there hunting, doing martial arts stuff, jumping up in the air at birds, and it's just amazing. And that's what I want to see her back to soon when we're done with this hotel stuff, is her being back to her exciting, fun-loving animal lifestyle. I think we're almost done here, folks. Last one was dust. So, out in the forest, beautiful area, all the windows open, all the vents open, dust coming in like crazy. Everything's dusty and dirty. Try to get a little dust buster, like I got a Black and Decker dust buster. Yeah, that thing might suck a loose eyelash off my eyebrow. I mean, you pay $40 at Walmart, and it's like, woo, tink. Really? I used that for a few weeks in the RV, and I cannot use the explicit the explicit language I want to use of how that dust buster works. It's like if you have eyelashes that need to be picked up, it might work. Oh my gosh. So I know there's a YouTube channel, friends of mine, Happily with the Hanks, or whatever their exact channel is, but they seem to have an awesome vacuum. The vacuum here, the dust busters worked okay in the hotel, because in the hotel, with the litter box in the bathroom with my bathroom, yeah, I can vacuum up a few things. In the RV, oh my gosh, no, I need a decent one. Problem is, as I'm guessing with the Hanks, a decent vacuum is like $500. But see, they think that's okay because they're like, well, $500, no big deal. I'm here looking after and trying to relate to you, the common person that either is thinking of or is in my situation. I mean, I'm a middle income guy, barely paying the bills, having an okay life, not trying to spend a lot of money, and looking at things that don't cost a lot of money. I mean, when you tell me the dustbuster I paid $50 for, and I'm like, okay, great, that did little. Could I find one for 200 or 300? Oh no, the one that you want's 500. Are you kidding me? $500 is not something I'm just going to snap into today, but I don't know. That's my financial situation. Don't forget the beard. There's a lot of power behind the beard, considering I shaved it off a few days ago. And I'm going to go poke Ninja. Yeah, she just wrote a little note that says, I will kill you later at about 4 a.m. I saw it. Man, this has been a long, blabbering thing, but I hope I gave you a little info. And again, please comment if you want more info on the specifics of anything that I've talked about. I'd be more than happy to provide it. I want to let you know, especially for any insurance company and legal company out there, for the semi truck driver that smashed into me and hit me and injured me. Yes, I've been in pain during this entire video. My left arm is pretty much numb. I've got excruciating pain here and up into my neck, causing a headache constantly. So, just because I'm here talking and I'm laying on a bed doing this doesn't mean that I'm fine. You, Mr. Semi Truck Driver, caused me excruciating pain, a devastating change to my lifestyle, and you're a scumbag for leaving the scene. The guy that got 110 years for killing people in West Virginia, I think it was, as brakes went out and whatnot. This semi truck driver that hit me He didn't kill me, but he could have. I could have fallen off and cracked my head and died. And this semi truck driver that hit me got out, looked at me, listened to me as I told him that he hit me, ran over me, and I couldn't believe what he did. Got back into his cab and drove away. Deserves, in my opinion, at least about half that. You're talking about what's supposed to be a professional truck driver on the road having no care, concern for somebody he hit or injured and wanted to just drive away. BSNG Transport, you should be ashamed of yourself for having Mr. V, whatever his first name is, Singh as a driver. You should be disgusted with yourself. Wednesday, I get my MRI. We'll see how bad my body's messed up. And then we'll go from there. But hey, remember, no matter what happens in your life, you've always got luck. Good or bad, you've always got luck. Hey, more importantly, Merry the fuck Christmas. Yep, Merry Christmas to you and your family. And God bless.